Hi, in this video I will speak about Vipassana, something that I've done a few times and many of you are asking me about. And I'm going to make it in one cut, in one go, so no filters, no cutting, no editing, just the way I am, the way I speak, and the experiences that I can share. Here I have a little plan, so briefly I'm going to start with what Vipassana is. So Vipassana, some of you may have heard, it's a meditation technique from Pali language. The word translates as the view inside, inward, if I'm not mistaken. So it's the kind of meditation where you just sit, close your eyes, and breathe. Focus on your breath. Further on, the more you practice, the more sensitive you become to feeling how breath, the air that comes through the nose, in and out, touches this area above your lips. So you become sensitive enough to feel the sensations here. And then over time, when you continue practicing and continue feeling and catching and observing those sensations, slowly you start feeling physical sensations all around your body. It's a long path, but that's the technique that people go and practice in the Vipassana centers, just like I did 3 times already. So that's the little brief explanation what Vipassana is. It's a meditation technique. It has nothing to do with mantras or anything religious. It's pure silence, you alone, sitting, eyes closed, and just breathing. That's it. That's all you do. As simple as it is. And then, according to my plan, the second point I want to tell you about is why people do it. So this thing exists for hundreds and hundreds of years. I'm not so sure, because there's a lot of reference to the Buddha's teachings and before Buddha's teachings of meditation and mindfulness and self-awareness and blah blah blah. So it's a very old thing, and people do it because it is now openly known that constant and careful meditation and concentration and sitting down and focusing your mind on just observing the breath and the sensations gives amazing results in everyday life, such as you decrease the level of anxiety in your everyday life. You become a kinder person, a softer, a gentler person. You get rid of negativity. You, with a lot of patient practice, you slowly become a better version of yourself in your everyday life. Just the way you wake up, the way you think about things, the way you perceive yourself, the way you perceive the world and others, the way you react in certain situations, the way you address conflicts or problems. All this changes in you over time for the better. You become a better version of yourself, and that's beautiful. That's why people do it. That's why I do it. How it happens, the next point is, well, now what you can find and sign up for is a Vipassana course. It's called a course. If you're new to it, you're gonna have to you're gonna have to sit a 10-day course. So all around the world, globally, it's a very global and standardized movement, not movement, event, if I can say so. You can find it anywhere, almost anywhere in the world. So there is a center. Normally it would be far away from the city, from the urban hectic area. Like here where I am in Argentina, it's outside of the Buenos Aires city, somewhere in the field. There is pretty much nothing going on around. So you are somewhere where there is no life, no modern life as it is. So it's a little hub, shelter for about 80 people. So on the website of Vipassana, which is called Dhamma, and I'm going to attach the website somewhere below or in the comments or anything. On the website, you can check out locations, you can check out dates, you can sign up for a 10-day course, and you come there. You're gonna read a lot of requirements or rules that you have to, when you arrive, you're gonna have to give in your gadgets, phones, music, books, whatever it is that is an entertainment to your brain. Have to let go of it there. You're gonna have to bring clothes that are very pastel in color or neutral in color. Also, nothing that keeps you open. You have to be covered. So it's always pants and some t-shirts. So nothing open in the body. No accessories. No makeup. No. Many times it's not even a watch that you can have. So you arrive there. You get your room or a bed. It depends. In different centers it's different. Here in Branson, where I do it, each of us people who arrive, we get our individual little room. So in some centers it's shared rooms with 5 or 10 people. I heard sometimes it's all the people that come, they all share one space because, depends on the location. So you get your little private room, and for 10 days, what you do is you wake up at 4 o'clock. You meditate for 2 hours each. 6:30 you have breakfast. Breakfast and any food that they give you there is vegan or vegetarian, depends on the people who arrive. Like if among the people who arrive, by the way, the people who arrive to do the course, they're called students because they're learning the Vipassana technique, so they're called students for the reference. So depending on the students, if the oldest students who came, they're not gluten free people, gluten intolerant people or anything like that, so you just get vegetarian food. If we have some particular people who don't tolerate something particular, then the diet goes stricter, maybe particularly for those people, or generally in the menu. The food is anyway going to be super healthy, super natural, simple, basic, healthy ingredients, but they are made in a way that you will feel that's the best food you're eating, because probably it's a combination of things, because of meditating so much during the day. I'm gonna tell about it in a sec, and make you wanna enjoy the food. So the food that you get there is really, really nice, and if you're gonna go and do that, you're gonna see what I mean. So you have breakfast at 6, then some free time until 8 o'clock in the morning. At 8 o'clock you meditate again until 11. 11 you have your lunch, which again is super healthy and nutritious and healthy. I don't know what I'm trying to make it without cuts. Then you meditate again the whole afternoon. You have some probably 1 hour break, I don't remember, just to rest. During the rest you can either stay in your room and you can sleep, take a nap, you can watch the ceiling, you can meditate, you can do the laundry. In many centers I believe there is no conveniences such as the washing machine or anything like that, so you may want to go and do the wash your stuff or clean your room or whatever in your free time. Then you meditate again until supper or tea time. Like at 5 p.m. you can drink something and you get a fruit, and that's it. Then next time you eat is again 6 o'clock the next day. In the evening you meditate, and the last thing you do during the day at 7 p.m. is the discourse. It is when everybody, all the students, they sit down and they watch or listen, depends on the language and in the center, the discourse of the person who brings Vipassana to our modern society. This is an Indian or Burmese man called Mr. Goenka. So every night he gives you a talk, about 1 hour talk. Finally you get some entertainment, you listen, and he speaks about what you're doing, what this kind of meditation, what this meditation is, and what it does to your mind or to your body, what it means on deep levels, physical level, mental level, emotional level, and that kind of stuff. Every day it's a different talk and very different discoveries for you. And so day by day you live like this. You are never allowed to speak. So this is a silent retreat also. You're never allowed to have an eye contact with anyone there. So it's very, very silent, very quiet, which is the beautiful part of it, because sometimes some people get really tired of the noisy life we have around. And because you don't make friends there, you don't discuss things with your friends, you don't even say buen provecho, like enjoy your food too, or good morning. You don't say these things. You don't connect to people. The only thing you do for 10 days is being quiet in silence, meditating. And by meditating, you know what I mean? It's not like you are Buddha and you are focused and you can feel your breath and stuff like that. What you're doing 10 hours a day. 10 hours a day is all the meditation hours that you do. 99% of the time you're fighting your thoughts, because what happens to your brain, if you are quiet for a second, you're not doing anything, you're not distracted by anything, the crazy amount of the hurricane of thoughts come to your head and you start thinking about everything at the same time. I don't know how that happens. The memories, the ideas, the plans for the future, the plans for the past. Oh, I hate this guy. Oh my God, how he could, you know, all that kind of stuff that probably you never remembered about. They start coming out to the surface and you start thinking about it. And then you're like, oh my God, I'm supposed to be meditating and focusing on the breath. And then you come back to the breath for a second. And then again, the train of thought takes you away and so on and so forth. So what you do is you're fighting with your own mind to make it, to force it to concentrate a little bit. Because your mind doesn't want to. Your mind wants to think and wonder and whatever. It wants to distract you. Especially in the first a few days. But because you're there and the conditions are so, nothing distracts you. The only thing that is distracting is food, but it's a good thing and it's a short period of time. Everything else is it's just the condition for you to actually lock in and just be alone with your thoughts, with your body, with your emotions, with your sensations, and with your little basic routine, you know, waking up, brushing your teeth, going to sleep. This is so beautiful and pure, and you become naked and so genuine with yourself, and then you start dealing with yourself. In the beginning, it may be very, very difficult, but later on, as the days go, if you don't quit, you gain this peace of mind, the peace of body, the calmness. You get to enjoy this solitude. And actually, I think I'm sharing my experiences because probably it doesn't happen the same way for everyone. So I'm subjectively sharing my experience. But on the 10th day, you are finally allowed to speak. So on the 10th day, you can start exchanging experiences and impressions with the fellow meditators. And this way, you are kind of slowly transitioning to return back home the following day, the day 11. Yeah, so I've done this 3 times. I've done it 2 times like this, like a student, when you come and you meditate a lot. And I've done it once as a server, because once you've done at least once, you can come and work and serve, which means you come for the 10 days, but you work in the kitchen. What happened to me? I worked in the kitchen for all 10 days. I was cooking the food the students get for breakfast, lunch, and the tea time. And sometimes it was 3 times a day. I would meditate. We all would meditate in the meditation center. All the students, all the servers, and the professor, and everyone. So that's another experience. And I want to tell you what I gained from these experiences. So I've been doing it for 3 years now. I try to do it in the beginning of each year. What I've gained it's just so many things. I have gained better and deeper awareness of myself, you know, deeper understanding, deeper. I'm not saying absolutely the deepest, but I'm still working on it. Understanding of myself, my feelings, my triggers, my traumas. And I've gained more knowledge about my own self. So with this knowledge, I can manage my life better. If something is freaking me out, now I may know why it's freaking me out, and knowing why, you can deal with how you process it, whether you react to it or not, how you react to it, or how you deal with that, or if you do react, how to then cover it up, or maybe talk with the person to clear the air, whatever it is. So I just got a better control of myself, or my mind, or my feelings. It doesn't mean I don't feel anything and my mind is not crazy. It still is, and I'm still a normal human being. I do have emotions and I do have the swings and everything happens. But now I don't get hurt from my own self, from the way I think, from the way I act, from the way I treat myself or treat people. I just got a little bit saner and purer and kinder and more in control, more in power over myself than it used to be. And that's the beautiful thing. And I'm going to continue doing that because I can see a lot of benefit in my life. Like my life is getting so much more peaceful, so much more beautiful and enjoyable and chill and easy. It's just becoming more and more precious to live, you know? It's always been like that, but I was not the one who was thinking that way. But now I am capable to set my mind and to live and enjoy this life no matter what's happening around. It's a beautiful thing to do. So, and this is probably one of the tiny little grain of sand of the whole beach of the benefit that I've gained from this experience. And I know that many different people who I spoke with, they will tell you their own different story, but 99% of people who finish this at least one course will tell you that there's been an amazing progress in their personal in their personal, in just the way they are. They got better in the way they are, and they are in peace and harmony about it. That's very beautiful. So these are some of the things you may gain. It's just so many different things, and you will probably have a very different experience, but it's definitely going to be a very meaningful, maybe life-changing and eye-opening experience to you. So if you're curious or you have any follow-up questions, whatever, please let me know in the comments below or DM me or whatever. If you see me in everyday life, just stop me and ask me. I love talking about it. There's just so many things I can tell you, but I don't want to stay here for hours. And as I said before, there is a website that I'm attaching. It's called www.Cómo.com, I imagine, where you can check out locations and dates and stuff. This course is free of charge. I forgot to say, it's free of charge. You just come there, you live your very dynamic 10-day period. You experience all possible emotions from the most negative to the most positive, and you leave. You may leave living a donation. So it's a donation run event, donation run organization. You can leave your donation. It's not compulsory. Nobody nags you or anything. If you want to leave something, you leave. If you don't, you just go home. And as soon as you go home and you come home, I think only then the whole change starts unraveling in your everyday life. I have only mentioned so little about the whole experience. Superficiality, I'm sorry, it's just so much, and there is so much depth, but also this depth is very, very individual. Anyway, I'm very open for the conversation, and I'm thanking you for listening to me, and I hope maybe I could convince some of you to at least want to try and do it. And if you do try it, and if you do it, let me know how it went. And I would like to stay in touch with the Vipassana people, because it's a very special category of people who are looking for just harmony in life, it's very nice people. So let's stay in touch, and well, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Goodbye.